Mute. Hello, everybody.
Hello. Welcome to the Rico and Rico Show. Today,
Welcome. Okay, go ahead, Rico.
today we're going to cover. We're going to have a demonstration of how to create a stagger movement, which can be used for like a vibration movement, or if someone's getting electrocuted, or going into shock or in surprise or something. You can use this for a bunch of different reasons. So first, I'm going to start with the first frame here and show how
Can everybody hear us?
That's a good question.
It looks like it.
Yeah?
Oh, wait a sec. That's auxiliary. No. Oh, I think I hit the wrong one.
That one.
There we go. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I think I made a mistake there. Can you hear us?
Is the audio coming through?
I believe that. I think it was mic 4.
Okay.
Microphone 4.
Anybody?
Is anybody?
I just want to make sure the audio is coming through before I start.
If you guys could hear us, hello, Infinite Imagination. Yulosa Tito, hello.
Hola.
Anybody there? Public? Here we go. I think everything's set up correct. Hello? Yes, they can hear us. Okay,
Cool.
Rico, you can explain it to them now.
Okay. I'm just going to write here
Okay.
today's demo, just in case, is
Hold on. There we go. Okay. Let me get you a little more centered there, Rico.
I was leaning too much to the left, I think. Okay.
There we go.
So this is what we're going to do today. I'm going to create another layer. Is there a way to make the screen brighter?
Not right now.
Okay. Let's see. New layer is...
Oh. Let's go there. Animation there.
Oh, cool. Thanks. And I'm going to lock this one. That's the lock. Boom. Okay.
Here you go.
So, yeah, like I was saying earlier when the audio was off, this demo is about how to create a staggered movement, and some of the usages of that are to have someone that's getting electrocuted and you want like a staggered movement, or someone hits an object or an object hits them and you want some kind of vibration going on, or someone's like going into shock and reacting to something and they're kind of freaking out. Those are just a few examples where you can use this. So I'm going to start out with character here. This is going to be real simple. I'm going to create another frame, which I go here, I believe.
yeah.
And hit this.
Blue.
Yeah. Cool. Go from here. Now this is the most important part, I guess, is to get those extremes established. So he starts out neutral, and I'm going to have him go into like a surprise shock thing. So I'll have him go up to here like this. Like that. Light bulb. There it is. I want to make sure that the body is emanating from the same ground area like that, so that when I flip back and forth, he feels like he's in the same spot. Okay, so to create the stagger, what I would do is I would move this extreme over a frame, which I grabbed from here, correct? To move it over here?
On that one, here's what you do. You can
Oh, the bottom right.
you can drag it there and then
Oh,
a
okay.
couple ways, but
Cool.
I don't know how many frames you want.
I just want to put one in the middle for now.
So
One blank in the middle.
one blank in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so just go there, then
Oh, then hit that.
put a blank.
All right. The only reason I don't,
There you go.
I only use TV Paint when I'm doing these demos. I don't have it at home, so I have to kind of remember each part. All right, now I'm going to put on that light board again, and I'm going to go from the neutral spot up into this one here, up to the extreme to the right. Now the thing is in a staggered movement, they call it a staggered because after you create your set of drawings moving from one extreme to the other, then instead of playing them like normal from the first frame to the last frame, you stagger the order. So you start out with, you start to move forward, then you come back, and then you move a little more forward, and then come back, as far as the positioning of those in-betweens. And you'll see it evolve as I do this. And then I'm going to show you guys a QuickTime that shows a vibration with some multiple images as well, which is another
Which is
technique.
a really good point, you guys, because when I first tried to stagger, I thought you actually animated the stagger, and it was really confusing. So this is the simplest, cleanest way and most accurate way also. So
You could do that. I've done that.
me too,
I've
until
done
I
that.
learned this way.
It's much harder. Yeah, this makes it a lot easier because you have control over the path of the
Right.
action of how the stagger evolves or
Yeah, it's just smoother. You're following that arc.
yeah.
And it's just much easier.
In fact,
much
I'm
easier.
even going to draw it in here for myself just to kind of keep a nice little. So I'm going to rough in the first breakdown or in between. And I'm keeping it real simple so it doesn't take forever,
If you guys have any questions during it, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask.
All right, turn that light off and I'll see what the progress is so far. You can see it's starting to losing a little volume there, so I don't want that to happen. That's where that bouncing ball exercise comes in handy, is keeping the volumes. Even this one's not so hot. I want to keep it at least somewhat believable here.
Turning down the fan a little bit, Rico, so
All right.
we don't have background noise.
So let's hear more about this experience you had where you tried to do a stagger straight ahead instead of...
It was of this little girl biting into a table,
Yeah?
and she's sort of like a saw, staggering back and forth as she's cutting through it.
Yeah.
And I had no idea how you do it. So all I could figure was to animate one drawing, back and then forward, back, forward, back, forward.
Right.
And it also, doing it this way that you're doing, you're getting the spacing really accurate.
How did you even find out to do a stagger in the first place? Did you read it in a book, or did one of your instructors tell you about it, or what happened? Just curious.
That's a good question. I can't remember how.
Because you did it on your own for your own personal thing, right?
Yeah. That's a very good question. Probably a book. Maybe it was that book. I should have looked at it first. The Timing for Animation.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's by...
I would guess that's the way I did it. Maybe The Illusion of Life.
It's in there, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to put another in between here. That was like the major breakdown. Now I'm going to add one drawing here. I don't even remember how I first happened upon it. It might have been the Preston Blair book, because I got a lot of good stuff from that as far as staggers go, because I remember they show like a path of action, how you plot a stagger. Remember, it's got like a line that goes back and forth, and it's got little tick marks on it. That was kind of abstract. Nothing against Preston Blair, but the book is not always the clearest explanation.
Here's a question. I've been curious. The name of one-on-one, is the idea supposed to be like it's a one-on-one teaching session, or is it a play on the term of animating on ones? Actually, the former. It was, I used to teach online one-on-one animation. It would just be me and the student, but then it became way too overwhelming with my other work. So, and Mike and I had an actual physical school at one time where we'd only take, how many was it? 8 students?
8 tops.
8 tops.
2 instructors for 8 students.
That way we felt like we could really focus on each individual student, and no one would get lost in the shuffle, but that fell through. So to answer your question, it was to teach as if we were teaching one-on-one with the student. And we feel sort of like we're doing the same thing here with these live streams. But very good question. And as far as 1s and 2s go, my opinion is you mix it up. Fast action 1s, normal to slow 2s.
How do I get rid of that by undoing it?
Undoing it, go up there.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. Thanks.
There you go. And if you, exactly, that's how you.
There we go. Cool.
Anyway, very good question.
I like those questions that cover the basic idea of, like, what is one-on-one anyway? I like that. Because then you get a right frame of mind of what's going on, right? You know, it's not like, what the heck are they talking about? One-on-one what? Good, yes, good question. Absolutely. There's no bad questions. My wife asked me a question yesterday, and she prefaced it with, "This may be a stupid question." And I said, "There's no stupid question."
Yeah, really, my wife asked me. I said, yeah, it probably is.
He doesn't have to worry because she's not watching. But my wife probably is watching.
Just a joke. I'd never do that to my honey.
Hey, what's going? Oh, I'm in the wrong column. There we go. So you can see it's going from one extreme to the other. You know, there's gradual. It's like a slow in. I start out with that, with this basic breakdown right here, then I start filling in a few. But I really want to slow in this last part because that's where the stagger is going to take place, and you'll see what that means as I go on here, how that plays out.
The Pendergaster says, haha, thank you. That was a great and interesting answer. You're welcome.
So how did you finally, once you tried the straight ahead stagger, how did you figure out to go to the post to pose one?
Well, it worked. It did. It
the straight ahead one? Worked.
The straight ahead.
When you did the straight ahead with the girl chomping on the tail? It worked. It was just hard.
It worked. It was just hard. And then, you know, Dale must have
straightened you out.
I'm thinking maybe I showed Dale Bear, he was our mentor, the test, and he said, oh, okay, maybe he asked me, or maybe I asked him, you know, it was really hard sitting there and trying to figure out the stagger. And I think he just said, oh, it's real simple. It's one of the actually easiest things to do.
Yeah, it's really, you can see as I'm doing this, it's a pretty simple concept. You know, I just go from one drawing to the other and slow in.
You're just putting in in-betweens.
I'm just adding in-betweens until I feel like, oh, that's enough. You know, that'll make a good stagger. I'm getting tighter and tighter.
So I think Dale probably set me straight on that.
Good old Dale. How did he help you?
Or maybe it was Franz Vischer, another great animator. It could have been him over at Cats.
Yeah, that's very possible.
I can't remember.
He helped me out.
That was back in the Ice Age, Rico.
Well, I don't want to think about how many years ago that was.
That was back when we were roaming around with dinosaurs.
The Ice Age. Am I centered on camera? Can they see me all right?
You look
There
beautiful,
we go.
dude.
All right, just want to make sure my
You
hair's
look,
all right.
you look beautiful.
It is Saturday after all.
With those, what do they call them? Chop mittens?
Mutton chops.
Mutton chops.
Oh, by the way, if anybody's wondering what the heck is with the thing with the hair and the, it's for Halloween. I'm gonna be Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean. It was my son's idea. He says, you know, if you shave down the middle, you can get these mutton chops going, let them grow, and you could be Gibbs for Halloween. I'm like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I'll do that. You get a ponytail in the back.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A la pirate.
Oh.
Arg, matey. I gotta start practicing.
There-
Arg.
So when you go trick-or-treating, right?
Yeah, when we go trick-or-treating. Because I do that every year.
I guess you got a big Halloween party you're going to.
No, I ain't gonna. Are you kidding? Nobody knows I'm alive. I just sit in my room and cry.
So you mean you're growing this for Halloween, but you're going to sit in your room and cry?
Exactly.
It's Halloween.
Makes a lot of sense. How come I... Oh, there we
You
go.
and I will go out for Halloween.
There we go. We'll get our little bags and go out and get some candy. You know where the best candy is? In Beverly Hills and Toluca Lake. Those are the hot spots.
Oh, I thought it was Birds of Hollywood.
That's a different kind of candy, isn't it?
Or maybe the Bistro.
It's true. Yeah, I hear out in Beverly Hills they give out Rolos, man. That's high end. Those are expensive.
Do they?
No Snickers over there, man. Rolos are good candy. Chocolate little morsels with caramel inside.
Yeah,
It melts in your mouth.
They give out like C's and bonbons.
Yeah, you can probably get a whole box. Or the rich neighborhoods give you the big bars. That's the deal.
There
you don't
you
get the
go.
little snack bites. What's that?
Yeah, you do.
Lasts for 2 seconds. Uh-oh.
Actually, you go there and they don't even answer the
Do I
door.
hit save?
Yes.
Okay, boom. I'm sorry, you said you go there and what?
They don't even answer the door. It's like peons at my door.
You made me mess
How
up.
dare they?
You know, back in the old days, we used to goof around and have fun while we worked, you know, and talk and stuff. But nowadays, you can't do it because you'll make a mistake.
And that's true.
All right, this looks pretty good.
That looks pretty smooth.
That could be a nice little
Yes,
stagger.
that
I
will
can
be.
work with that. All right, so you can see it's just in sequence, you know, all the way to the end. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stagger the order, and that's where you come in. Because I don't
That's
know how
where
to
I come in?
I don't know how to copy paste, you know what I mean?
Oh.
I'll have to create a separate layer, right, and then mix and match them. That's probably the fastest way, right?
Oh, how do you... I don't know if I know how to move. Oh, wish David was here.
Oh, you know what? Let me try it. Let me see if I can
Okay.
extend these. Okay, first I'm going to do this to get some room in here. That's one thing is when you stagger these drawings, you're going to need more space on the timeline because you're going to be repeating drawings. Like you'll go from maybe drawing 1 to 5, back to 3, and then up to 7, and then back down to 5, then up to 9, then back to 7. You know, you'll stagger them.
That's what to do is put numbers on them real quick. That way
idea.
they'll understand.
Exactly. Good idea.
And
Thank
remember,
thanks, Rico.
you can scroll through here.
Oh, with this?
I think it's these two. Yeah. You know, as you go through, it's just to make it easier.
All right, I'm gonna number these odd numbers in case I want to add a drawing in there. First of all, I want to see where my parameters are so I don't start putting numbers here. That would be bad. So this is going to be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13,
You can put
15,
them all on twos right now if you
17.
want. Do you want to put them on twos?
No.
Okay.
I want to keep them on ones for now.
Okay.
So this is going to be, what did I say, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. This will be 17. And this, of course, will be 1. And this will be 3. Oops, sorry. And this will be 5. 7. Oops, wrong way. 9. 11. 13. 15. And voila, last one. Ooh, I got a little off. That's an extreme. Oh, I'm gonna make a chart too to show you guys how this looks physically. So we go all the way to Was it 17? Yeah. 17. So this is what it would look like on a chart. I went from there. That 5 is the breakdown, the middle one. So I'm going to put that right here, 5. And I'm going to label it as well that that's a breakdown as well by putting a little underline indication. And you can see that this is the slowing part here. So I went to 7, and I went to 9, and then I went to 11, and it gets smaller and smaller. 13, and then 15. I should have made the chart bigger, huh?
Yeah, all it means is all the numbers are slowing in from 5 to 17.
Right. Oh, and I forgot 3.
You've got
3 goes right
yes.
here. That was in the middle.
I was going to
here.
say something about that.
Oh, thank you. There's 3. That's another in between the first extreme and the breakdown. That was this one right here. 3. Boom. So you can see that slows right into 17. Okay, now I've extended the timeline. Now I'm going to take these drawings and I'm going to shuffle them around. First I'm going to hold the first drawing for a while because we need to see that before it starts. And then I'm going to put the second drawing, 3, on 2s because it's starting a movement. And 5 will be on 2s as well. And then I think I'm going to make the rest of them on 1s. This is where I'm going to start staggering the order.
Okay.
Now I got to figure
So
out how
what
to
to do is just put in a blank frame after each one of those.
Okay.
So you get that.
That's a good idea. Pick this one, do the same. As you can see.
Hello, Rashmi. He says, "Hey, you two."
Hey, what's up? What time is it over there where you are? I'm just curious with the...
Man, I think he's in India. So
Ooh.
I think it is like...
Super late.
I think it's like
It's tomorrow.
12 p.m.?
I was gonna say.
a.m.?
I was going to say, is
I
it like
think.
tomorrow? Huh. Okay, now I've got a blank in between each one of these, so...
Okay.
Now, there's no right click on this, so I don't know how to copy.
Okay,
No, I
so
can't.
all you do is...
Go ahead. I'm going to let Wayne take over here for a sec.
Okay, there's
He's
this
more
one.
familiar.
Which one? There's different ways of doing it. Let's go. Do you want to put that one in front of this one, or?
Let's see. I think I'm going to go from 5 to skip to 11, then bring 11 back after 5.
Okay. So, copy, and then we're going to put it 11.
Oh, good. You're using hotkeys.
Okay. Mike really likes those.
Oh, I love hotkeys.
Okay.
Talk about fast.
So there's 7, 9. There's 11. We want to get rid of this now, right? Because we just put 11 over here.
Let me do one thing first before we do this. I want to put on this separate layer over here. I got to unlock that. That's this line here, right? Yeah. Okay. Just on a separate layer where I have the notes up here, I'm going to make an illustration of how this is going to be exposed. So we've got 1. Then we're going to go to 3. Then we'll go to 5. Then we'll go to 11. And then we'll come back to 7.
And
Then we'll go to 13. I better do it like this. So we can see that they're isolated. Okay, then we'll go to 13. Then after that, we're going to go back down to 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll go up to...
How many you got again?
I've got 17 total.
Oh, then
So I can go up
15.
to 15. Then 11. And then 17, which is the last one. I'm going to make that an extreme, and this is an extreme. This is the breakdown. Okay, then we're going to go from, so we've gone from 15 to 11 to 17, then we're going to go back down to 13. Yep. And then we'll go back up to 17 again, which is the extreme, then down to 15, and then back to 17 as the final. So we're going to go 1, 3, 5, up to 11, back down to 7, up to 13, back down to 9, up to 15, which is going past 13, down to 11, which is past 9, then up to 17, which is the last one, back down to 13, which is just above 11, then up to 17 again, and then stagger between 17, 15, and 17 will be the final one that we hold.
And you guys, this is one way to do it. You can stagger them in different orders. What we recommend is check out the Richard Williams book, Illusion of Life, and you'll see the different ways you can do it. But this is a way that's definitely going to work. So the hard part.
How do I select all this and reduce it, or move it up here or something? How can I select all that?
You just want to make this small?
Yeah, I want to move it out of it because this is the path.
Okay.
It's in the way of the drawings right now.
Want to?
So I just want to like select it or loop it and then shrink it down.
And you just want to shrink it, right?
Yeah, scale it.
Why is it? Oops.
There you go. Oh, it's distorted.
Hold on.
Probably have to hold shift and then
Hold
scale.
on. I got it.
Cool. Yeah, just move it up there. Awesome.
Cool.
That'll be our reference of how we.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always good to write this stuff down on paper theoretically to get the proper order before you start shuffling your drawings around.
Okay. The hard part here is going to be to get the drawings.
Okay, so we got.
What happened to your stagger?
Oh, it didn't get here. I gotta do this. I gotta bring it there so we can see it the whole time.
No.
I don't know where it went. Got deleted somehow. There we go. Maybe I have to lock that layer.
No. It should just be there.
I should keep it locked though, just in case.
There.
Alright. Oops. Right there. Whatever, here.
It's
A little persnickety program, eh?
it is.
Okay, I just want to log that really quick before I lose it. There. Oh. It's lost again.
You just.
Oh, it went to one frame.
Oh,
There it is.
Go back. All right, you guys.
I love it.
It's Dumb and Dumber working here.
If Nethery's watching, he's like laughing, falling out of his chair. What are these guys doing?
Here, I'm gonna just make it right for Rico.
Okay.
Will you forget about the lock? Just come up there.
Yeah, but you have to do the copy edit thing now.
Wow. Okay.
Copy paste.
All right, we're gonna change
All right.
seats.
Switch. Oh. I'll check the comments and see if there's any. Oh, it's 11. Yeah, 11:40. Leonardo Manzano says it's amazing to see two masters of animation working. You're too kind, first of all. I wish this was possible when I was young, but it's never too late to learn. Absolutely. Thank you. You're welcome. You know, Ken Harris, I heard, started animating when he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
And he became one of the best. So there you go. Yeah, it is never too late. Myung-soo Dave Kim says, I think there are no late things in our life. Absolutely.
Here, I need this real quick.
Do you want the caps on?
Hold on 1 second.
So yeah, I think that applies to anything. It's never too late to start. I mean, as long as life is in you, you can do whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can become a gymnast in your 80s. It's just that you won't be able to do crazy flips probably. So you can still be a gymnast though, right? You can probably still do a lot of things that gymnasts do, rolls and stuff like that. Oh, Dave Kim says, just call me Dave. Thanks. No problem. I'm glad you put it in there. Thank you.
Sorry, it somehow got
That's cool.
messed up. I'm coming back up here.
So what Wayne's doing right now is he's going into the individual in-betweens, and he's following that little guide that we wrote out so that he can place them on the timeline, reflecting that exposure of those drawings. And what that's going to do is create that stagger automatically.
But I'm trying to get rid of
It's a little tricky sometimes with the programs.
Yeah.
You just have to copy and paste certain things.
I'm just getting rid of it. Got copied and pasted onto
Oh,
the wrong drawing.
gotcha.
All right. Now, here we go. And here, I'm going to turn that back on. We're going to go 1, 3, 5, which that's what it says right there. Very
Right.
good. And then we're going to we're going to copy
It's gonna-
7.
He's going to talk us through it here.
We're going to copy 7 and put it onto, what I should do is indicate that these are the frames right here. So up here, you guys, you're going to see, I'm going to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3.
He's going to actually make numbered frames in sequence so that you can see the actual numbers on the sequential frames that go across the timeline and see where the exposures go in those frames, so that they're both labeled. So you'll see the real-time numbering and then the drawing numberings, which are different. They're getting staggered within those frame numbers. That's what's going on there. And Dave says, "I love you two guys." Oh, thanks, man. We just try to keep it real.
Okay. So these are representing the frames right down there.
I'm just curious, how many frames are there total?
14.
Oh. Huh. 14 on ones. And
On
then
ones,
and on twos
yes.
we did 17, numbers, but numbering. That's going to be reflected differently in the frames, obviously. And as you can see, animation is so exciting to watch. It's like watching paint dry. That's what it's like.
So I'm first going to put all these drawings on ones. It'll just
Right.
make it easier.
Cool. Everybody's got a different method. Whatever's easiest for you. It's all logic,
Well, the main reason I'm doing that, so they understand, is because I'm going to be going by. What happened to the frame numbers? Wow.
I gotta undo until it comes back.
Yeah,
There it is.
there it is. Did I do that? What frame did I do? Oh my god.
But it has to be copied on the other
Mhm.
layer. Layers. Speaking of layers, back when Hanna-Barbera started getting into television, they started this new system of what people usually call limited animation, where they would separate different parts of the characters on different layers, like they have the body on one layer and the arms on another layer and the head and the mouths and the eyes on other layers, and they would just animate parts that are moving, whereas you don't have to have the body move necessarily. So that would create you could get a whole short done and you don't have to redraw everything for every single frame, which was a pretty cool idea. But it's funny how, I don't know how it evolved to be called limited animation. I guess because it was limited in its movement as far as full movement goes, not having to redraw everything all the time. But I think a better term to coin for that is planned animation rather than limited animation. Because you're still moving things, but It's more about planning what goes on what layer and what exposures are going to be happening within those layers to make the animation happen and orchestrate them all together. So there's a lot of planning that goes on. So it should be called planned animation, not limited animation, because limited makes it sound like it's limited in quality, but you can still have really good full stuff going on separate layers and just have it planned out. So you're not redrawing everything all the time. You're having separate layers. And I've seen that happen in a lot of Disney films as well. You know, you wouldn't think of that as being planned or limited, but they've done that quite a bit. In fact, there's one scene in 101 Dalmatians where they take that to the extreme as far as limited animation goes. And it's during the Twilight bark sequence where the dogs are barking off in the distance and they're signaling each other in the night like an alarm system. And there's a shot where it shows this barn door, and the top of the barn door is open, and there's a horse and a cat, and I can't remember what else is there in the frame. I think the dog, Colonel, they're all like listening to the barking in the distance, and it's a held cell. Nothing moves. And it goes on for a long time. I forgot how many seconds it is, but it's like you sit there and count 1001, 1002, 1003, and it's not a single character moves in the entire shot. It's just a held cell. Talk about saving money and time. And it works. It totally works. You don't need them to move in that shot. They're just listening, concentrating on the barking that they hear in the distance. So check that out if you haven't seen that in a while.
Sorry, Rico, I'm focusing on
No,
that.
that's cool. I'm just telling everybody to check it out. 101 Dalmatians during the Twilight bark sequence. You could probably search it on YouTube for that sequence and find that shot, and you'll see it goes on for a long time. In fact, I was kind of surprised how long it went on. Let's see here. There's a comment. Yulisa Tito has a little happy face there, indicating hello. Hola. Wayne is hard at work here, rearranging the drawings that I've done into an arrangement that will create a staggered movement, which is what the demo is today.
Yeah, I just got to... Sorry, this is taking so long.
No, that's cool. This is the part that takes the longest. I mean, it's easy to do the drawings. It's just the slow end from the first extreme to the last extreme. Now he has to arrange them. This is the hard part. Unfortunately, I'm not as good or familiar with TV Paint as he is, so otherwise I would have done it, but we had to switch places and work together that way.
Unfortunately, I didn't forget we were on. We got to be on. We're doing this on twos, right?
It's the beginning is on twos, but just the stagger part's on ones. Just to give that shaky, crazy, frenetic energy. Wonder if Dave Nethery's tuned in yet. Are you out there, Dave? Talk about a TV Paint expert. Whew.
Okay, there's 1, 3.
That man's got it down. Oh, and by the way, after Wayne gets through with this part, I actually have a couple more things to show. One is a little quicktime that I had made before this that will show another kind of a stagger. It's a vibrational movement where the character actually vibrates, and you'll see not just a straight in between like what we're doing here, straight slow in. Oh, there's Dave. He says, I'm here. Hey, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Good to know you're there. And so this QuickTime that I whipped up, it shows a different kind of a different take on how to do a stagger. And it's a vibrational movement where a character is just sitting there and they get hit in the head with like a ball, like a tennis ball bounces off their head, and they start to vibrate and do a stagger from a severe vibration, getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and doing the same theory, what we're doing here, where you stagger the drawings, but it's it makes it look like the vibration is minimizing. It's going from extreme to a still, which is the last extreme. So we'll show that after he's done arranging these drawings. And then also I've got a show and tell that I want to do where I brought in some actual some drawings from a Chester Cheetah commercial that I did back in 2000. Faisal Alambri says, "Hi, I am from Kuwait." Wow, that's way over there. Other side of the planet. Cool, welcome. I hope you were able to see all this stuff that we were covering here since around about an hour ago. I think we started, maybe 45 minutes ago. So the show and tell thing, the actual flipping of the drawings we're going to show you on camera, is from a Chester Cheetah commercial, and it's interesting because there's a computer element in the commercial that has a Cheetos bag that gets animated in computer that was done by Bill Croyer and his crew back then, 21 years ago, basically.
Was that 21 years ago?
Approximately, yeah. From what
Man, you're getting old.
Or was it? I think I have the date on there. It might be from 93. I can't remember now. Anyway, it's from a long time ago. And it shows that I've got the actual photo stats that show the computer animation, the wireframe of the Cheetos bag that they animated before they gave it to Renegade Animation to do the character of Chester Cheetah to put on the bag. So my task was to look at the computer animation of the bag, and then they put a kind of a stick figure indication of where the character might be. It was just a general thing. And I used that as reference, put that on the pegs, and then put another clean sheet of paper over that, another layer, and started animating Chester the Cheetah on top of that to conform with the bag animation. So it was really interesting because you're kind of limited to what the bag is doing, but yet you've got this freedom to make the character react in certain ways to the bag, and you'll see. It's pretty interesting. But I've got both the CG photo stats that were printed out, and I've got also the actual character animation that was created afterwards that I did. Let's see here. It says
I think everything's gotten all messed up here.
Simo Atakima says, "I'm late again." No problem. You're right in the middle of watching Wayne take some drawings I didn't.
I think everything is all
making a staggered movement.
Messed up.
This program gets kind of tricky when you start to do stuff like this.
It does. I know there's a simpler way, but I did something wrong.
And Daniela Veron says, "Hey."
Hello, Danielle.
She's waving. Hello, welcome. Yeah, don't worry about being late. It's not like you're going to get graded or get an attendance thing on, right?
Alright, I'm turning this off. I'm just going to wing it here, I think.
So just as a recap, we're doing a demo here of a stagger movement. And what it is we took a real simple, circle for the head and a couple lines for the body, and created a set of drawings that go from one extreme, which is a neutral position, to a kind of a shocked look, which is from drawing 1 to 17. And once the slow and in-betweens are created, Wayne's going to go back in and rearrange those drawings so that they create this staggered movement up into the shocked look. Daniela says, "Hey, so glad to see you guys." Oh, thank you. Nice to have you. Do you know where she's from?
No, I don't.
Where are you hailing from? Are you on the other side of the states, or are you in another country, or way over in Kuwait? We have Faisal is over in Kuwait. We've got folks from all over the globe tuning in. I know Dave is on the other side. He's on the East Coast, so he's a few hours ahead of us, which is always interesting. Different time frames. I guess with streaming channels, everybody can watch the same show now, no matter what time zone you're in. You can watch the same movies or whatever. just hop on to Hulu or whatever.
Having that bad over there.
Sure. No problem. There you go. Good old pencil and paper. Can't beat that. It won't crash on you. Oh, Daniela's from Colombia.
Oh.
Cool.
Very cool.
She's laughing. Ha ha. Now that laugh, does that mean you're better off in Colombia than you are over here? You're laughing at, ha ha. You're in LA.
Okay, dude. So you did all of these on
I did them on ones, basically.
on ones.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
But they're just odd numbers, yeah. Rashmi says, I am from the capital city of India, New Delhi. Oh, cool.
Oh, okay.
How awesome is that? I love international stuff, man. It's cool, you know? Everybody's the same. We're just in different spots on the planet, right? We all go to sleep. We all eat food. We all drink water. We all laugh. We all cry. Seriously, you know? I think once people start to realize how many similarities we have more things similar than we do different, you know? And the differences in culture are cool because, you know, it's such a variety, right? You get all different kinds of...
There we go. There's your... I'm sorry.
No, that's
I'm
cool.
going to interrupt you. So here's your scene right there. I'm going to play it at speed. Whoop.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys just watch this at speed. You can see the character just moves back, slows in, slows out, slows in, right there. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stagger them. And this, Rico, is where you tell me. I'm just going to write it down here.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to just go start off with ones.
Right. One.
So
then we'll go to 3 and 5.
let me go 1 and we're gonna start off on 2s with these, right?
We'll do that later, but it's just to get the order first, and then we'll put them on 2s later, so we don't have to worry about it.
Okay,
Just
so
keep it
now we're on 5.
Right. 1, 3, 5. Then we go to 11. Oh, by the way, I've got some more comments here. Leonardo says, I'm from Colombia too. Hey, awesome.
Okay, so you want to go 1, 3, 5,
1, 3, 5, then to 11,
11,
then down to 7,
7,
then up to 13,
okay,
down to 9,
okay,
up to 15,
15,
down to 11,
11,
up to 17,
17,
then down to 13,
13,
then 17,
17,
and then 15, and then 17 is the final.
15.
So the last
17.
two.
Okay.
So yeah, Leonardo says, I'm from Colombia too. Daniela says, no, anywhere is better than Colombia.
Oh.
Sorry to hear that. And she said that laugh was a shy laugh, more like a tee-hee rather than ha-ha. Gotcha.
I had a student who lived in Colombia. We have...
Leonardo says, not cool, Daniela.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got to fight.
Let's not start bickering here.
And Faisal says, you're doing a great job, so we're following you. Aw. And a heart at the end.
Okay.
So yeah, now Wayne's going to rearrange these puppies so we can see that staggered movement.
Then
It's kind of an abstract thing, you know? It's,
5. It's once you get it figured. This is where the X sheet will come in very handy.
yeah.
Because you get it all mapped out on your X sheet. But this basically, all we want to do is find.
All planned out.
There's 11.
He's just going to copy and paste those puppies in place.
Copy. I'm going to put it right there. And paste.
I'll hold this so it doesn't shift on you.
Okay. And then I'm going to come there. 9. Wait. 7.
Well, I'll tell you one cool thing that I love is that no matter where you are on Earth, you could be in any country, and there's always somebody who loves animation. It's a universal thing, I think. A lot of people just dig it. That's why it's so popular, right?
That's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, it's just cool, fun, very fun. That's why Wayne and I have chosen it to be our life's career. Animation.
Animation.
Or animato, as some people say.
And then after... Man, I am so confused.
Now let's see. I've been to Denmark to teach. That's the only real other place in the United States that I've ever gone to teach. And that was a great experience. You know, a lot of folks over there, they're all friendly, you know. That's the thing is, no matter what country you're in, if you're hanging out with artists, you're like-minded people. And
that's true.
everybody gets along, you know, because you're on the same wavelength. You enjoy and appreciate the same aesthetics. Doesn't matter. Could be from anywhere. In fact, a lot of countries have a wonderful history of animation. I know that there's a nice history from Hungary, and I think Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, Russia. England has a nice history. Spain. Where else is there? A lot of cool stuff. Well, Japan, of course. China. France has got some cool stuff. If you check out, you know, some features, animated features from France, there's some really cool stuff there. It's all over the place, you know. It's great. It's great to see Mexico, stuff cropping up all over. I'm all over YouTube. I'm always looking for stuff from different countries to see what they've done, what they're doing currently. Oh, in fact, speaking of that, my son is into anime stuff a lot, and he's always turning me on to... he's not even into animation. I mean, he likes it like anybody else, but he's not into doing it. But he appreciates the look and what goes into it. And he's turned me on to some really amazing stuff, some anime stuff. One of his favorites is Cowboy Bebop. Check that out if you haven't seen that. That's really cool stuff. They're really good. They have amazing music and amazing cinematography. And, of course, the draftsmanship in Japan is just over the top. You look at anything that Miyazaki's done.
True.
Good God. Let's see, we have another comment here from Barry Bunks. Barry Bunks. Took the message away. It was retracted. It was typed in and then it's gone before I could get to it. That's fine. Wish I could retract some things I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Can't do that.
Rico, you're doing great.
Oh.
I'm just having a hard time figuring out.
Thank you. You're doing good too. I think that's what the comment was. Then it got retracted by. Could have been by accident. Who knows? You know these technical programs. You type something, you hit the wrong button, it's gone. Bzz. Delete.
Come on, B11. There we go. 5, 7. There's 7.
Daniela says, "Oh man, I'm so lucky.
7.
I would have my dad teaching me all day if he was an animator." I'll be sure to pass that along to my son.
That's what we thought. We thought, boy, our kids are going to be...
Right, they'll be stoked, right?
Yeah,
it's
man.
Like,
wow, man. What's cooler than having a dad as an animator?
Right? That's how we think, right? But they don't necessarily think that way.
No, they don't think that way at all.
Well, Daniela, we could be your surrogate parents here, your animation parents. We're giving away all this stuff free on the internet for you, so you can check it out all the way from over there. Oh, Barry Bunk says, "You're doing really good, so I'm liking." Oh, thank you. Very kind of you.
Thank you. We're trying.
Putting a like in there.
11.
15 likes, hey.
13. 13 comes after 7. I just don't... I don't know what I'm doing wrong. There's 7.
Yeah, 5, 11, 7, 13,
5,
and 9.
11, 7.
And 13.
It should be 13. I don't know. I didn't.
You creating a new layer?
I'm just gonna
Paste
erase
it in.
it and paste it in. because I don't know why. I know there's an easier way, but I'm not doing it correctly.
Danielle says, I would love to. Haha, thank you.
13. There we go.
Dave Kim says, cool. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. Again, you know, it's
cool,
like every time you watch someone animating stuff, it's like watching paint dry. I used to, at Bear Animation, I used to go into Dale's office and say, hey, man, can I watch you animate? Because, you know, I'd be between scenes or something. He'd say, yeah, if you want to. And, you know me, you know, Wayne and I, we're really, really into this stuff, man. We love it. And even as much as I love it, when I was watching Dale animate, even I could only take so many hours of it, you know. I'd sit there and watch him, and I'd be fascinated, right? But hour after hour after hour would go by, and I learned a lot from watching him. I'd see, you know, that, you know, he was how he would approach it, and what changes he would make as he's working, which was really eye-opening, you know. But even after all those hours, it's like, okay, I'm ready for lunch, you know. And I swear, I was just enraptured, you know. I was just watching him work. It was like gold. It was really, really something to stand there and watch it happen in real time. And then to see the final work in the TV commercial that he was working on, to see the final product. It was really cool. But yeah, I can understand why most folks are not into it. Wade and I used to be under the delusion that everybody loves animation just as much as we do. They can watch it for hours and hours and hours and hours. No, that's not the truth. In fact, a small percentage of the population is as into it as we are. I'm glad you guys are into it, because we love to share this stuff. Barry Bunks says, the animation is really doing great. Digging it.
Good. Thank you.
It's coming along. Thank you for saying so. Got the thumbs up.
And now we're just going to finish it off with one more.
Cool.
It goes 50, 50, 17. And Rico wanted 13 in after that.
Getting to the home stretch here.
We are.
Using his hotkeys to copy and paste, which is always awesome. Yeah, these, you know, one good thing about these programs is it's so much faster and easier to copy and paste stuff rather than it was back in the old days. You had to rephotograph the drawings in a special order so that they would play back in the staggered order, which was a bit more time consuming than,
true,
you know, because then you'd have to set it all up, and oh man, it would take quite a while. But these programs, you can just fly through stuff so much faster once the artwork is there. It's great. I love that about it.
17.
So just to recap, we're doing a stagger, in case you tuned in late.
15.
Staggered movement. I animated from one extreme to another, from number 1 to number 17, numbered on odd numbers. And I just did kind of a slow in from 1 to 17 so that the drawings get closer and closer to 17. And now what's happening is Wayne is so much more familiar with TV Paint than I am. He can actually take those drawings and rearrange them in an order that's going to create a staggered movement. And you'll see how that looks in a bit here. And most of it's on 1s to give that crazy jitter, and then the first few drawings are on 2s. So I think we're getting there. There it is. That's the stagger. The character goes from a
There it is, you guys.
Neutral pose up into a shocked look, and there's the stagger. And all he did was rearrange the existing in-betweens.
All I did, yeah, if you saw Mike earlier, he animated this, slow out to a slow in, and all I did was stagger them. It went, if I should do this, it went, here's Mike's numbers right up here. right up here, you guys. Let me make that larger for you.
Yeah, and there's different ways to do this as far as exposing those numbers, those drawings. This is just one way that I just threw down there that I know that works.
And this is the pretty basic way. This is the way I use.
Yeah, but I mean, you could go crazy and go back and forth with a lot of numbers and really stretch it out.
Oh yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Look at the Illusion of Life. It will show you different. I think just one stagger formula, but if you look in Richard Williams, Eric Goldberg's book, you will see different ways of staggering. What's that?
Let it play so they can see some.
I just wanted to show you here.
Oh.
This is what Mike had chose to do with the staggering of the drawings.
Is it hidden back here?
Oh, it is. Good eye, Rico.
There we go.
There we go. This is what Mike had chose to do. If it was an exposure sheet or on the timeline, doesn't matter if it's vertical or horizontal, this is what he chose to do. He animated straight ahead, he animated slow out to slow in with the chart, and then we took those drawings and staggered them in this order. And he went 1, 3, 5, then he jumped to 11. And then he went to 7. Then he jumped to 13. Went back to 9. 15. Back to 11. 17. Back to 13. And then he just put in 17, 15, 17, which just gives it a little bit.
And if I could interject, could you zoom in on that again?
Oh.
I just want to say, like I said, there's different variations of this. You could go from 1 to 3 to 5 to 7 to 9 to 11. And then go back down to 5, and then go up to 13 or whatever, and then the very end where it goes from 17 to 13 to 17 to 15 to 17, you can stagger that and juggle that back and forth. You could go from 17 to 13 to 15 to 17 to 15 to 17 to 15 back to 13 up to 15 down to 13,
yes.
11, and stretch it all out to whatever length of time you need it to fill up by just juggling those drawings around.
And just experiment with it, especially with a timeline. Now look, this took a while because I didn't know how to move. I'm sure there's a way in TV Paint for me to just move the frames left or right, but I didn't know how to do it. When I use Rough Animator, it's much easier. I know how to shift them around. But I'll figure that out. But the principle is exactly the same. So, let's take a look at it again, Rico.
Okay, watch it at speed.
It was a good job, Rico. Came out good.
Ditto. You did the hard part. I just did the in-betweens.
Yeah, well.
Look at that. Stagger. It works.
And if you wanted to, you could stagger those last two drawings, 17, 15, back and forth for that hold right there, if you wish to.
Yeah, just stretch it out.
It just matters what you want.
Yep.
So, okay. All right.
It's cool.
All right.
So now, if we can switch places, I'm going to show them that quicktime. Now that you guys have seen that stagger, I'm going to show you a kind of a variation on that, which is a QuickTime that I had pre-prepared for this to show you. I'm going to let it play at speed for a little while, let it loop. In fact, I'm going to hit loop here. So play over and over. What this is I'm using the same idea of a staggered movement, but as more of a vibrational animation. You'll see what I mean.
Should we make it? I'm trying to see why is it not showing up on here.
That's weird.
It is weird. Oh, Rico, I'm not sure because it's only TV Paint that's in there. Sure.
Let me try this.
Mm-mm.
Nope, that doesn't do it. Huh. We might have a technical problem here. I don't think I can show that QuickTime.
One thing I can do is import it into TV Paint.
All right.
Okay.
And it's on the desktop, so you can do that. I'll just close it out
just
here.
Close that out.
We're going to try a trick here.
Let me have control.
You do it.
I'm going to do it from over here. Thank you for your patience, you guys.
Yeah, this is a technical thing. It's going to have to put pulled off here.
Okay. come on. Go to desktop. Oh, there it is.
Check that out. He's importing the QuickTime. Wow.
And there you go, and you can make it bigger right here.
Awesome. Thank you. This is great.
Okay.
Now
There
you
you
let
go.
it play, and
Now you hit play.
I'm going to hit play, see what happens. Boing. So a tennis ball comes in, hits the character in the head, and there's a staggered movement, but it's with multiple image vibrational drawings. Now I'm going to slow this down and scroll through it so you can see what's going on. I'm going to...
Oh, David. Thank you, David. David said, drop the QuickTime movie into TV Paint.
He also said this in case you want to take a look at that.
Oh, I do.
Okay, so the tennis ball comes in, right? Smacks him in the head. Of course, there's an impact drawing that shows a squash. So it shows that it hits him. And then the ball takes off in another trajectory, and boom, we see multiple images of the character. Extreme, then back to the beginning, and then out again, back to the beginning, and then a little bit closer. So this is the stagger part. Like we're slowing in to that center position, which is this now. We're going from this extreme to that, and we're going to in between slowing in closer and closer and closer. And there's some repeats here. And then it's even closer again, back and forth until finally it just stops. You can see it's even closer yet, and then boom, it gets to the very final one right there. So when I hit play, you'll see that it gives that vibrational movement. It's a little choppy because it's playing back a little weird,
But there you go, you guys. See, you can do things. It's amazing what you can get away with vibrations and staggers. I remember I had this one scene where this little character hits a dashboard with a big wrench, and she gets electrocuted. I just intuitively started just doing these bizarre drawings, but when you play them, you know, it worked. It worked. It's just to reiterate, it's just there are many different ways you can approach the vibration and stagger. Thank you, David. If you could text that to me later, dude.
Sure.
What he sent me. Thank you,
Okay.
David. I will check that out.
yes, thanks, Dave. He sent us a little tip there.
Yeah, how
Side.
to
How to do Stagger
move
TV
your
Paint.
drawings. How to move your drawings in TV Paint.
So you can see some of these drawings are kind of weird, like got multiple eyes and noses and mouths it's kind of in the same spot.
But at
it's just
speed, it works.
yeah, it worked. Oh, and another thing I wanted to point out about this real quick is you'll notice when it gets really extreme here, I've got these speed lines in the middle that I put on another layer. So I utilized that to give more motion. Like, you know, there's a zippy... It just simulates more movement
Yeah.
by putting those lines in there. And then as it gets minimized more and more, you know, then I don't put it in there anymore. Like when it gets down to here, I don't even bother putting those in because it's not really necessary because it's not traveling that far. It's just so close together that I just let the drawing do the communicate the vibration.
And check out effects also, you guys. Like, you know, Mike did one way you can do the vibration lines, those blue lines. You can put them on the side. If you look at Eric Goldberg's effects section in his book, he shows different ways. They all work. There isn't just, you know, one way that you have to do it. They're just with swipes, smears, vibrations. You can really just play around and have a good time with it. It's amazing when you watch the Warner Brothers stuff because so many animators had their different ways of doing things.
Tom and Jerry, they do a lot of that crazy stuff with the effects.
It looks great.
So for show and tell, I brought in some thumbnail sketches. This is from on the What's that movie?
You might want to get close.
Home on the Range. Oh, okay. Home on the Range. I'm trying to get this. It's opposite of what
it is opposite. Yeah.
Home on the Range had when the DVD came out, they had little extras on the DVD, and what we did was at Renegade we animated these characters for like a little short film that was on the DVD as an extra, using the like cutesy versions of the characters from the movie, and these are just little thumbnails I did. I was just goofing around trying to get a feel for the character before I animated. But anyway, these are real, basic little quick images that I sketched out. And now what I want to show is that actual flip from the Cheetos commercial. This is going to be a little tricky here. Let me get up. See if I can do this. So here's the computer generated.
There you go.
Flip, the printouts of the computer Cheetos bag being animated, right? So you can see that. It's moving around. They have like a little CG stick figure in there. And they have it animate, and then the character's supposed to make the bag move. Well, here's the character version. I just traced off the edges of the computer bag and animated the character within that to make him do what they wanted him to do. He spins around, lands, and then jumps out of frame. Well, cuts before that, but anyway.
Cool.
That's a little thing.
I wish I knew how to...
Something to show. It's different.
I wish I knew how to make the camera...
That'd be fun to check out.
Camera bigger. We'll figure that one out too. Got to be a way that I can go up and make just where that camera takes over the whole screen where they can see it.
Right, right. Instead of it being small, yeah.
But we'll
another technical thing.
Later.
Well, any questions about that stuff that we covered?
Let's see. You're doing really good. Thank you.
That's pretty much it.
Cool. It's doing great. Thank you for the support, you guys. We had, again, a bit of a hiccup there. David said you were way ahead of me. No, I'm never ahead of you on that, David. That looks like it's about it.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we wanted to cover.
So, that's it, Rico. Should we say goodbye now? Or
I guess so, unless there's any other questions.
you guys have any questions? There's Judy. Hello, Judy.
Hello, Judy.
Jody. Great stuff, guys. J.D. Holland. Great stuff, guys. Rolling those stacks of drawings is magic. Enjoyed your scene, dude.
Hey, thank you. It's not easy to flip in front of a camera either.
I'm going to figure out how to make that camera.
I'm glad it worked. You could see it.
I know it's up in here, Rico, somewhere. It's something to do with it.
Right.
My camera.
Gotcha.
I think if I clicked on that, but I don't know.
Isolate.
I think it would, but I don't know
You don't want
what
to
it
mess
would do with the audio.
Yeah, we don't want to mess anything up here,
Yeah.
so we'll test it out and try another time.
And
see if we can make flip full screen.
Okay. Judy said, "You did well, guys. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
And oh no, I just joined Jack Stollery. Sorry, dude. The live stream will be on our channel, so check it out there. And what about using a stagger for a laugh?
Yeah, you could do that. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Totally. Yeah, that's a very good point. David Nether just said, watch me, you guys. Okay, I'm a great actor, I know.
That's why we draw acting.
Yeah. But it's you can stagger it. I've done that plenty of times. Saves you a lot of time.
It's a good application of the technique.
Yes, it's a good one. Okay. I don't have any questions, but I always enjoyed the show and tell time, even though I believe this is only like the second time. They're very interesting.
Cool.
They like your show and tell, Rico.
All right, man. I'll try and bring in some other stuff for the next show. I'll dig around. I'm digging around in my archives, finding stuff. So
that's good. And in the meantime, I will trying to figure out how to cut the cameras to where we can see the show and tells closer.
Nice.
All right, you guys. Again, thank you for joining us. Remember that you can go to One-on-One Instagram if you want to check out. Always posting stuff up there. If you just joined us, want to see this stream, just go to YouTube, One-on-One Animation, and you can check it out there.
Well,
and
I've got an Instagram account too. If you want to check out some flip on there, I've got some stuff. It's under animator _Michael_Polvani.
Polvani. There you go. So you can check out everything that we do. Very good. Great example. Great show. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
I think.
Have a good night if you're on the other side of the world.
Yes. It's